All right, hello everyone, and thank you for joining me here in game number 2 on Th000. We can see ZhouXiXi and Th000 spawning as the purple human on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, ZhouXiXi spawning on the bottom right as the red night elf. Game 1, I think, really boiled down to Th000 constantly denying Footman early on for experience, keeping the Warden on the cusp of level 3. By denying that level 2 Shadow Strike, that Mountain King was able to really delay the mid game by keeping all those units under check and under control. By the time the Warden got to level 3, the Mountain King was already level 3 as well, and well, things just started to snowball for the superior economy of Th000. Now we are moving into game number 2, and this is on Th000. All right, let me go ahead and move it up to 8 speed as I get to the 2-minute mark. Pretty much what we're going to be seeing here is a pretty similar game to what we saw on Ancient Isle, except this time around we are going into an Archmage. Another big difference on this map compared to other maps is the fact that the Archmage, the Archmage will allow for Spellbreakers, but we are going to also be seeing a solo Warden first. Right, are we going to perhaps be looking at a Hunter's Hall? No Hunter's Hall as of yet, as we are joining into this fray here. All right, Warden unable to really put down, really defend against this militia push. And are we actually going to see a tower attempt? No lumber mill as of yet, but you can see what the problem is going to be. So far, the Wisp are trying to fight this all back here. There is only one archer here as an arcane tower is being constructed. This is huge. This is a very gutsy play by Th000, knowing his opponent's strategy and saying, you know what? I know your strategy, and you are very, very vulnerable to some tower rushing, and that is what we're looking at here. An arcane tower and a scout tower already in play here. The Warden going to try to finish off this footman. There it goes, as we are now continuing this fight here. All right, Militia now pulling back here. The Warden going heads up against that Archmage, but I believe the Warden is going to actually shadow meld here. There's a beautiful detonation, but what is it all going to amount to? There is that one arcane tower. It is going to be done. The Warden gets off another shadow strike and now needs to back off as a guard tower, arcane tower is already done. We are now looking at a second arcane tower coming in, but we are also going into double Ancients of War as archers are being added to this army. Warden needs to be extremely careful how this is played, as you can see that the Warden is now low on mana. Ancient of War joining in on the fight, attempting to take down some of these buildings here. One arcane tower is done, the second one is nearly done, and you really need to focus this down in order to really get anywhere. All right, it looks like this one arcane tower actually going to start to get focused down here and taking a fair bit of damage, but it is now completed. This is a problem once more, as the Moonwells actually are preventing the Ancients of War from getting within melee range of these towers. All right, let's take a look at this. Ancient of War attempting to take down this tower here. Footman able to take down a Wisp as the archers have to run away from their own base. Those arcane towers inside their base causing so many problems so far. All right, Footman really looking to press forward here. You can see that, oh, are we going to see one guard tower finally go down? It looks like it will get taken down. Yes, it does get taken down, as the Warden is now shadow melded. Archmage has not gotten any dust of appearance, but really it hasn't had the opportunity as of yet. Warden is actually closer to level 2, surprisingly, because the fact that the arcane towers, if they kill anything, it doesn't grant experience anyways. All right, Warden has to be very careful here. Does have boots of speed, but cannot outrun the fireball of an Archmage if the fireball is already in the air. All right, let's take a look. Warden is sitting right there, sitting at level 1 experience shy. Oh, gonna get the peasant, gets to level 2. Beautifully done. And if we can perhaps even see a fan of knives, that would have been icing on the cake there to try and take down so many units. All right, this initial push has been handled. Triple Ancient of Wars by ZhouXiXi in order to get out of this predicament. And Is he going to really just rely on all of these tier 1 units coming in from that Ancient of War? Archers now still looking to run around. Back over here, footmen now making their way down to the bottom left side of the map. Perhaps that archmage is going to continue to level up. Currently sitting at level 1 and teleporting. No, not teleporting here. Where did it teleport to? Oh, teleported straight into the base and now can cause problems inside the base. Though, sitting at level 2 on the Archmage, now with Brilliant Aura, will be able to drop water elementals pretty regularly. Meanwhile, let's take a look here. We can see that ZhouXiXi sitting at level 2, almost level 3, but still not quite there yet. Needs to make a very big concerted effort to get there, as we are now looking at the Warden, making it her way, nope, not down to the Archmage at this camp here. Alright, there is some engaging. Warden sitting at level 2, attempting to take down an Archmage. Archmage, however, too fast. Also has a Scroll of Pound Portal and Boots of Speed. No real reason to try and catch up, as Th000 will not let this Archmage die without a fight. Alright. Archmage now running back off to the north. There is a blink. There is a Shadow Strike. There is some damage. And wow, this is potentially game breaking. If the Archmage can keep this up, this could be huge. Alright, 24 to 30. Alright, are we going to see a blink here in just a second? I think the timer is done now. And are we going to see it? Oh, so close. A Huntress is now trying to get away. And there is the Scroll of Town Portal forcing the usage. And now the Archmage needs to head back home, buy a potion of healing, buy a clarity potion, and just hide inside his base, hoping that the Warden does not come after him. Alright, Warden unable to dive deep in behind enemy lines to that Archmage. Meanwhile, back off over here, we are looking at Huntresses and Wardens making their way down, perhaps to actually start a little bit of creeping. We are sitting on, I believe, 3 Ancients of War. Where is the third one? There's one, there is 2. I could have sworn there was a third. There is that third one, as ZhouXiXi is playing this very, very carefully. He has not really risked anything ZhouXiXi has been playing actually very aggressively. Th000 has been playing very, very conservatively, making sure that he can win and dominate every single fight on the map so far. Archmage gets to level 3 with the help of a Tome of Experience, and is Th000 going to be able to continue his economic advantage? You got to remember, though, that this map does have mercenary camps, meaning that it's much, much easier to abuse the fact that if you have extra gold. Alright, Sasquatch sitting at level 5. Taken down. Only Forest Trolls are left, and those Trolls are pretty much going to fall where they stand, as the Warden with Vampiric Aura taking down all these units. Alright, back off to the north. 1 Ancient of War ready to creep out the mercenary camp here at the 3 o'clock position. Archmage sitting at level 3 also has Vampiric Aura. Very, very good for his units. Not very good for the hero. Meanwhile, it is vice versa for the Night Elf side. Very good for the hero, not very good for the rest of the units, and that is why it was sold. Warden now making her way off over here, and it looks like the Kobold Taskmaster creep camp will be falling in just a second to the hand of the Ancient of War. Alright, Huntress is now attempting to run back. We see a bit of slow cast by the creeps. This is an absolute nightmare, getting debuffed by the creeps as your units are now getting cleaned up. Footmen simply run past the archers and are now going to be making their way inside the base. This is a problem, but the Warden should be able to get off a Shadow Strike or 2 in order to minimize their damage. Warden sitting at level 3. Getting to level 4 now. Are we going to see a big blink here? Yes, we are. There is a big blink, and that Archmage pretty much has nowhere to run now, as the Warden has been able to... Warden's been able to catch up and chase down this Archmage with pretty much ease. Alright, this Archmage down to 175 hit points. Is it going to escape? It looks like it could. Oh no, it does not. A final blink coming in from ZhouXiXi, and he gets a level 4 Archmage in this matchup. That is an absolutely huge unit, as it also gives a good amount of experience to the Warden. Warden at about halfway to level 5 now, and it just needs a little bit more experience. All right, Goblin Alchemist now being added. So Goblin Alchemist being added by Tho. ZhouXiXi adding in the Panda. So we have 2 Tavern Heroes, and I'm wondering if it's for Acid Bomb or Healing Spray. Acid Bomb does deal damage over time and reduces armor, but Healing Spray heals all units in an area, including possibly your opponents if you do not aim it right. That is going to be a problem. Now, what are we going to be looking at here? Panda now makes its way down and going to find itself just outside his base. Regroup, grab a drink of water perhaps, and then move on out. Goblin Zeppelin now on the move, perhaps to try and scout out that bottom left-hand location here. We see that there is no expansion, but does ZhouXiXi setting up his own expansion here in just a moment. Where is the other army? Oh, it is right here, and that is going to be very bad news. But the Healing Spray did end up saving much of the units who should be dead. All right, let's take a look at this. 1 low hit point foeman now taken down. Are we going to see another low hit point foeman taken down? I think so, but that was actually off or by the tree, perhaps. I didn't actually see the hand, but it just appeared that way. We are now sitting both sides, sitting at 2 bases. 11,000 gold compared to 12,000 gold. So right for now, we know that Tho has actually been mining much more efficiently than his opponent ZhouXiXi. Footman low on hit points, now wandering back. Let's take a look back over here. We can see that the Warden is attempting to clear out some room here, but it's not really working. The Tree of Life now under attack by the Warden and the Water Element, or under attack by the Water Elemental and the Archmage. The Warden unable to clear this as the Dryads now finally show up, maybe a day late and $1 short. All right, Archers now making their way over. Let's take a look back off over here. We can see the Alchemist is pretty much ready to go, can easily start attacking at any moment. And we are looking now at the Archmage teleporting. Well, teleporting somewhere. Archers, Panda, Bear now moving off to the north. We are 14 minutes into the game, and so far no one has really chosen a very strong engagement point. Both players are afraid to lose the game as opposed to try to win the game. And what we're seeing here is just very controlled builds. Just both of them very conservative, knowing where his opponent is, and now Chemical Rage now undoing its, or being unleashed, as all of a sudden the Goblin Alchemist could in fact deal a whole bunch of damage, but no, the Chemical Alchemist is not going to be gaining damage at all that much. Level 2, we now see a Staff of Teleportation. Yes, that Archmage is going to head back, but where is the rest of these units traveling to? All right, Healing Spray once again being used, very effective at keeping multiple units alive in conjunction with healing or Rune of Regeneration. It is very difficult to hide and kill or find and kill any sort of human army units because they're generally at full life or full life. All right, focus. So far, both of these players are not really engaging up head-to-head like I thought they would. So far, ZhouXiXi, his expansion off over here, is finally going to get entangled, but it's been quite some time. Meanwhile, the Archmage is getting a lot of love and healing from the Alchemist, and that Alchemist is surprisingly working out well. Chemical Rage does do wonders for the Alchemist, and the Alchemist also has rather high damage, 31 to 58. The problem is that his attack speed is normal. I don't know exactly how fast his attack speed is, but it isn't labeled quote unquote fast. All right, Shadow Strike onto the Archmage. Archmage now trying to get away. Warden trying to get away as well. Warden perhaps biting a little bit more off than he can chew. There is the healing spray onto the Warden, as the Warden is currently, Staff of Teleportation is, oh my goodness, taken out. Beautifully done, as the Warden now sits at level 5. The timer delay was just enough to finish things off, as we are now looking at a very, very low hit point Goblin Alchemist using a potion. All right, Ogre, Mauler, and Panda are together. We are looking at, I believe, a level 5 Warden that is dealing a tremendous amount of damage. Could easily take out some of this stuff here. As we're looking now at the Rifleman attempting to clear out this here. All right, so Alchemist falls down at level 3. Warden now chasing again. Panda is there. Panda and Warden now trying to push back against all of the purple Riflemen, but I think this is pretty much a foregone conclusion now. It really feels like ZhouXiXi had control of the game and then now is really holding on to it. 38 over 60 supply, though, does show me that he is behind in terms of supply, which is not so surprising considering the fact. Well, I'll leave you guys to consider what fact I'm talking about, as I quickly forgot. Anyways, let's see. Back over here, Warden now sitting at level 5. Warden having not very many units, so he's actually making do with as well as he can, sitting at 46 over 60 compared to 35 over 72. All right, what's this? All of a sudden, Tho is behind, which is the general consensus that I thought. All of a sudden a lot of units get trained, because we're at 49 over 70 for ZhouXiXi, who is looking to dominate the next stage of the game. Warden almost at level 6, and once a Warden is at level 6, you all know what's going to be coming into play. That Avatar of Vengeance, so strong, as the Warden now rounding around the corner. All right, Bear now on the move. There's the Panda. Ancient of Lore army now rolling on out. You can take a look here. 46 over 72 supply. So it looks like Tho is getting back into this. Meanwhile, ZhouXiXi is now braving the low upkeep portion, as the Panda now continues to creep and creep. All right, over here, top left, Militia now looking to back off. It looks like this is pretty much going to be a free expansion. ZhouXiXi needs to saturate this mine with gold to really have it pay off. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there and be an eyesore reminder of how he did not effectively spend his gold. Coming back over here, we do see Knights joining in on the fight, and Knights are extremely strong. There you can see it, 45 damage per tick, and it's hardly even moving, as the Knights do have that Animal War training upgrade. Warden looking to venture forth again, trying to put down the pressure, and sees the Archmage and the Knights with Riflemen, decides against it. As ZhouXiXi now starting to get stronger and stronger in terms of, in terms of his hero levels and his units. As long as his supply is larger, he generally has a good chance of winning. All right, Ancient Protector now just done, attempting to take down these siege engines. 47 to 77 damage, already taken down in a matter of instants, as the Wardens at level 5 trying to finish off a siege engine, and the siege engine does have a fortified armor, making it reduced damage coming from a hero. Back off over here, let's take a look. Archmage is alongside the Panda. The Panda now continuing to press forth, and this could be a potential game changer. Staff of Preservation on a Knight. Oh, the Knight could end up falling ill. Is it going to fall ill? No, it is not. Down to 58 hit points and surviving Not quite sure what that's about. 1 or 2 more shots would have done it, as we see another staff of Sanctuary. All right, healing spray now comes in to try and heal up the rest of the units. There goes the Archmage. A knight could fall as well, and once that knight falls, pretty much so too does Th000's chances of getting back into this fight. 21 minutes in, and we see the Chemical Rage Goblin Alchemist still trying to make something happen, still trying to make something work. The Rifleman in a brilliant spot, constantly piercing the attacks and dealing so much damage to all those units. Alright, let's take a look back over here. Avatar of Vengeance has hit the field, and that is important, as we are going to be seeing some skeletons picked up and joining in this fight. Now, so far, I don't see that many skeletons as of yet, but anytime a human player is forced to call to arms, that's what he doesn't want to do against a Necro Wagon strategy or the strategy that you're seeing here. Alright, Siege Engine still rolling away off to the north. Let's take a look at this. Where is... Alright, there is that Paladin. I don't even see the Mountain King any longer. Not quite sure where he could be, as we are now looking at the Purple Army attempting to get inside the main red base. Alright, this door here is wide open. This door here is wide open. And so is this one here. Wait, where is it? I guess technically... This one here, a rather wider gate there. All right, so far, Ancient of War, 63 over 60 supply. Tree of Life attempting to take down the Siege Engines. The Siege Engines doing their best to battle back. 700 gold just coming into the coffers, so to speak, as the Tree of Life is still trying to take down more and more trees and heal up nicely. On the bottom left, Warden still causing a bit of harassment. Paladin sitting at level 1. Archmage sitting at level 4. That is not good news. I say the crux of levels are on the odd levels, so if all of a sudden Evelyn is able to take a 2-level lead over their opponent, that is usually unsurmountable in Warcraft 3. So far, the Bears, the Avatar of Vengeance, which is about to come to an end. What is going to be the next chapter, or what is going to be the next fight, the next battle here? Warden now chasing down a knight. That knight is going to be falling without much of an issue. No, Staff of Preservation or Sanctuary saving the knight, and wow, beautifully done. All right, Alchemist now venturing forth once again. Siege Engines attempting to run back here. Siege Engines attempting to take down or trying to just run back, as we are going into 2 trees of eternity, 1 tree of life, and the main tree has already been taken down. So back over here, all those units are now backing off. We can see the tree of eternity is right there, and it is trying to just root itself in the back. ZhouXiXi doesn't like what he's seeing. He's not going to let this become his or his opponent's own playground, as the Tree of Life is engaging against the rest of the units here. You can see the Tree of Life entangling on one side while engaging on the other. Meanwhile, back off over here, we can see the Tree of Life, 67 over 70 supply compared to 63 over 70. Mortar teams now getting resurrected, as the Panda, sitting at level 4, wants to get a little bit of experience for level 5 as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
Wait, what? Alright, ZhouXiXi gets the win here. That was very anticlimactic after a very solid game 1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We are all tied up at 1 game apiece, moving on into game 3.